how to ensure a long-term success in a business transformation, the human way. Focus on the long run. A lot of organizations say, okay, we have now 1 year, it's a 1 year window. Worst case, if you look into financial years of organizations, we can mess up 1 year, but we can't do that for a longer term. So that's why we need to squeeze everything into 1 year. Specifically in digital transformation, you see that a lot. So that means you try to push everything against this wall, which is basically the date you have decided to be finished. And if you have a project manager, if you have someone who is organizing the transformation, everything is dialed in towards that day. And it's not bad to have an end date, not bad to say, hey, we need to be ready at that time. It's more about you need to consider the long-term consequences you have if you do it too short. The long-term consequences are, in a lot of organizations, I have seen it over the last 5, 6, 7 years, that the organizations transform. A lot of good, valuable employees are leaving the organization using the opportunities that come with transformations, and they're gone. And then the organization is stagnating over years because they're missing this superpower of the employees who had the energy in the past, who then truly drive that business forward. So if you don't have the long-term perspective, what is the result after the transformation? How do you do a transformation that is bringing everyone in the organization along and not just pushing people out, which you think, or some leaders might think, they're not valuable anymore? Very, very important. Focus on the long run and look into consequences of what happens if you lose certain amount of people. And I go more into the people part because I have seen so many mistakes happening in the past. Build opportunities for people to grow as part of this. So every transformation, every change in an organization has an opportunity for people to step in, has an opportunity for people to grow as part of this. So when you involve the people from the beginning, you can make them aware of all these opportunities. And if you're truly transparent from the beginning, you can say, hey, these jobs will not be there in this way anymore in the future, but therefore we have a lot of other jobs and we can help you to transform into these roles, transform into these future jobs. And you need to have a setup as a transformation organization that helps you to get there, that helps every employee to find their individual and professional path towards that future. And if you do this with the long-term perspective again in mind, then people will start to grow. People will start to chip in and be part and drive the transformation as a consequence of that. And I can't say it more often. Value the people that know your organization. I've seen organizational transformation where people who have worked more than 20 years in a company are kind of pushed out because they have been difficult inside of the transformation, because they have so much knowledge and say, hey, we have tried this 20 years ago. They haven't been taken serious in the transformational aspects. And then the organization is losing someone who has 20 years of knowledge inside of an organization, which I think is a big, big, big loss for an organization. Yes, these people might be difficult to handle because they know so much, and young leaders who are very energetic might kind of face difficulties in dealing with these people, but then it's more a leadership issue than it's the 20-year experienced person, because they do this in a way to protect the company. And sometimes leaders are just forcing transformation rather than saying, okay, let's take a step back. Let's have a listen to what the experienced people are saying. Where does it come from? What can we learn from the experience of the experienced people? And then you look into, hey, there might be a valuable thing in this, and let's try to figure out how we can achieve that goal with taking these valuable insights into consideration. So all in all, I am a big believer in the human way, because I understand that the changes we face will always be faster in the future. Changes in our world will only get faster. if you build this the human way, if you build a company that's adapting with the human front and center, you will be more successful. And we will see this over a long time, that organizations who focus on people will be more successful.